I'm Slade Stewart, pilot of the number 14 car, Sparkle Farts with Flying Lizard Motorsports. Watkins Glen. Andy and I went into the weekend after having tested there, and we were pretty happy with how our tests went.
Watkins Glen just wasn't in the cards for us. We had a bunch of problems there.
Coming into the weekend, Lamborghini Super Trofeo instituted some setup restrictions because of the nature of the track and the high speed, high compression turns that make Watkins Glen the famous track that it is. I was in the car for the first qualifier. I set down some pretty good times. Unfortunately, it just wasn't quite fast enough. We had a full course red due to an event up in the S's, which delayed Andy's time in terms of getting into the car. So he had a very short window to go knock out some laps.
My qualifying session more or less canceled due to a big red flag, a big accident. So I didn't get a chance to qualify.
Our qualifying window expired, and because only 1/3 of the grid had times on the board, they went to the fastest lap in the second practice as the grid position for the second race. It did go in our favor because Andy did put down some very, very fast practice laps. It put us in P2 for class and I believe P5 overall on the grid for Saturday's race. The Friday race, Andy got into the car, got us up to P7 and ultimately got stuck behind a big ball of traffic. Interclass fighting going on in front of him, and there just wasn't an opportunity with a reasonable level of risk for him to get around that pack. Ultimately, we finished the Friday race in P8. You know, our feedback and experience with the car was we had a pretty uncompliant car from a turn in and exit speed standpoint. So the engineers worked hard Friday afternoon on a new setup for the car. And the Saturday race, the car felt much better. Andy started out in the car in P2 and maintained P2 throughout most of his stint, fell to P3.
I was able to run in podium position for my stint, running him around third place when I handed the car over to Slade. And then again, Slade kind of wrong place, wrong time when a car in front of him spun.
I got in the car. We had a little bit of an issue on our pit exit strategy, which caused me to fall behind the Nemchoff car. We got out on track and Nemchoff took off. I was close on his heels. Was feeling really good about the car. Was starting to set my pace and stay as close to him as I could. Unfortunately in 9, something happened with him. I don't know whether he overcooked it, but he spun, and in that section of the track it gets very, very narrow. I had to lift, which caused me to spin, and we were effectively blocking the track. A number of cars in our class had gotten around us, and I spent the balance of the race trying to catch back up, both to Paul and that pack. The Saturday race, we finished in P7.
I think we showed a reasonable pace in race 2 on Saturday at Watkins Glen, and I think if Slade hadn't had to avoid a spinning car in front of him, we probably would have had a shot at finishing third. It takes a lot of hard work, but you also need some degree of luck and things to kind of break your way in order to get the top level results. And so far this year, we've had a bit of a struggle with both.
We took away a lot in terms of the tire performance and the car setup from Watkins Glen, and we will be headed next to Road America. We'll be testing there, and we're looking forward to the race.
Clean slate now. We go to Road America. We start at 0 again. I don't really care what the championship points say. It's just time for us to start putting together some really good results, and I believe that we have the potential to do that. Just haven't been able to show it yet.